Joining us right now is Rich Greenfield, LightShed Partners. Let's talk about TikTok, and let's talk about the streaming price. I don't know which way you want to go first, sir.
Look, I think TikTok is the one that's obviously, from a stock standpoint. Well, I think stock-wise, obviously, if TikTok got banned, it's obviously market cap-wise probably best for Meta, just given how important it is. But from a stock percentage move, it's obviously going to have the biggest move on Snapchat, Snap stock. So it is very impactful. That said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's a lot of noise about it, but I don't actually think you're going to see a ban. It's very hard to do that. And we're not just talking a social media ban, Andrew. We're talking about sort of a direct attack on our relationship with China. And I think that is a thing that's going to give a lot of people pause before they actually try to do it.
And so to the extent that the people are playing this, it sounds like you're saying don't play it. Don't be buying Snap or Meta on the assumption that there's going to be some kind of ban. The question is, could there be some kind of restriction that even just changes the business at all? Well,
look. First of all, I want to just correct what you said. I'm not saying don't play this from the sense of, look, there is definitely an impact on advertisers. The amount of noise you're hearing about sort of the attack on TikTok, I'm sure is starting to not worry, but certainly give some advertisers or brands maybe some pause on just like what exactly happens. That said, there's a huge shift of dollars towards mobile. I think TikTok is certainly where creation is happening. Reels, like the whole category blowing up and more money coming into this category is good for all of these companies. But look, any shift of advertising away from TikTok or even a slowdown is good for Meta, is good for Google. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, let's shift to talking about Google. Let's shift to YouTube TV. Of course, that's like YouTube Live TV. Yes. Raising the price of that package to $73. I mean, here's the issue. The bundle keeps getting more expensive, which is going to maybe, and this is what I just don't know, how much pricing elasticity do you think they have on the bundle? By the way, I am a YouTube TV Live subscriber.
So am I. Full disclosure.
Sir. This is personal.
No. Look, full disclosure, I am too, Andrew. I think it's the best product on the market. Yep. I think you've made the best choice in the market. And remember, it started at $35 6 years ago. So It's gone up at 12% a year on average over the course of the last 6 years.
Didn't they lose money on it originally as sort of not a lost leader, but to try to get into that space? I
still don't think they make any money. I mean, there's not a lot of, even your parent company Comcast will say there's not a lot of money to be made in the video side of the bundle anymore. It's all about broadband now. I think the reality is YouTube TV is still far cheaper than its peers. When you think about the traditional multi-channel bundle from cable or satellite.
Right.
So it's still a cheaper product. There's no, there's all those fees, those $20, $30 of fees you don't see. There's obviously no box required. And you saw what they did. I mean, look, they raised price into the tournament. So they took a day when you really sort of have to have it. And it's still cheaper than the alternatives. And from a product standpoint, the reason you have it, Andrew, the reason I have it, the reason everyone on my team has it, it's a better product. And so it's actually worth more than the peers, but it's actually still cheaper than the peers. And so, yes, it's frustrating. I know as a consumer, nobody likes price increases. Nobody likes when Netflix went from $7.99 to $15.99, but it's a better product and you're willing to pay for it. Disney Plus just went up $3.
What do you think they hold the same customer base or can grow at the same rate? Or do you think this changes that dynamic?
I mean, my guess is this is
walking into a more challenged economy at the same time, of course.
But one, they're cheaper than the alternatives. So everyone's moving from traditional cable satellite over to YouTube TV or things like that, other vMVPDs. But then too, Andrew, we're missing the biggest thing of the year. The biggest thing of the year, Sunday tickets coming to YouTube TV. They're going to get 2 to 3 million incremental customers, if not more, just from that event. So there's a big year for them, I think.
Hulu Live, what do they price it at?
Hulu Live, I believe, is $69.99, so a few dollars cheaper. I mean, essentially the same. But you get Hulu. But you do get Hulu. So that's an important point that I think often gets lost. You get, depending on whether you take ads or not, I mean, you get a meaningful incremental value at no extra cost.
Okay, so then the question is for $4 or $5 extra, do you like the interface and all the sort of the product, if you will, that is YouTube Live that much better, right?
I mean, look. I've tried them all. It is definitely a better product. Like, I think the only reason Hulu's in that business is because historically Disney and NBC wanted protection, wanted to have a live service to protect them in their negotiations with everybody else. it's not a business that makes any money. I think, as Hulu's probably being sold, Iger is certainly saying it's tricky and looking at alternatives for Hulu. I wouldn't be surprised whoever buys Hulu, unless it was a company that had a cable satellite business like Comcast. But if it goes to somebody else, I don't think they'd be in the Hulu Live business. It's not a great business.
So that's interesting.
Look at Fubo stock.
If the parent company of this network, Comcast, were to buy Hulu, do you think they would continue to run Hulu Live?
Yes, but I think they would call it Xfinity. I think it would become I think it would become a platform for beyond Comcast's footprint, just like they have those Xumo TVs now, where you can buy a TV that has Comcast software, Xfinity software, now the joint venture software embedded. I could easily see how this could become sort of the out of market platform name.